That's what I'm gonna get for him.
Or something, they need something, because they'll have a tendency to twist. I did that once.
Okay, we're on, everyone.
That's why they put the plates on and use
we're on.
We're on.
Well, you want to see what you can.
Hi.
Doesn't help me either.
Okay, guys, let's all get it together.
All right.
We have a public hearing for Ashley Alferio of 7 Gilbert Lane, who wants to do dog services, grooming, boarding, and daycare. So would you like to come up and give us a little, and there were 2 people that were at the site walk, right?
Yes, Daryl and I.
Daryl and Grace.
Yep.
Hi, how are you today? I'm Ashley
how are you?
Alfaro. Happy to see you all.
Thank you very much.
I had Grace and Daryl come over for a site walk to view our space. We went over the 30 by 10 area where we're looking to put the 6-run dog kennel. That's the only area we're looking to do outside. Inside, we're looking to have them like a boarding area for dogs overnight, and we're looking to have a grooming space as well. The site walk looked like we had enough space, and on our 6 acres, we have wood barrier, only 1 tree in the distance. The neighbor didn't show up to chat with us, but our other neighbors did, and we've had great conversations with them. I think they were planning on being here tonight, but I had talked to them, and they said, I mean, everything seemed really great.
Well, I actually thought after the site walk that they felt like they had asked pretty much all the questions that they needed answered.
Right, I thought they might be here tonight to ask a couple questions, but I think that we actually got to talk there, answer any questions they had there.
Yep.
Friendly neighbors on both ends. But if you guys have any further questions, we're happy to answer them. And then after this, we still have to go through the Department of Agriculture to get our boarding license. So they'll actually come and they'll inspect the grounds, the actual dog space. And they certify that depending on the size of the dogs we have, that we have enough space to house them. And for sanitary conditions, Mellons I have a contract with, they're easily going to expand that, drop another dumpster at my house, if all of this goes through and gets approved. And furthermore, the Department of Agriculture would come once a year and check up on us and keep our boarding kennel license intact. And if we ever stop doing it, we would just continue to not reapply with them per year. But we'd still keep the kennel standing, if we ever kept the house or sold the house, we just keep it there.
So probably the main thing that came up at the site walk from the neighbors was the noise.
Yes.
And do you wanna just explain how you address that so that?
Of course, definitely. My neighbors asked if the dogs got rowdy outside, what we would do to calm them down and make them quiet. Everyone, if a dog was there, all the employees would be there. We have 1 employee staffed to 5 dogs. I wouldn't go over 5 dogs without 2 employees. If I had 6, I'd have 2 employees on the premise at all times. If the dogs got loud, we bring them inside. We're gonna have boarding inside. And the boarding actually has sound catchers, similar to like what you would see in a restaurant with a cloth material that you can put against the side of your garage too, so it can't echo. And if the dogs are outside and start being loud, I would bring them inside. I'm very happy to deny dogs that are problem dogs though. So if a dog is causing an issue in my contract, I'm gonna ask the owner to come pick it up because I don't wanna cause disturbances. And it being a small side hobby, it would be easier to have established clients, dogs that are really comfortable at my house. So it'd just be like repeat customers when they go on vacation. I do a little pet sitting right now for people that go away. And I would love to be able for them to come drop them off so I don't have to leave the house as much. And we do have a good wood barrier too. We have 6 acres. We're planning to put the kennel where Daryl and Grace saw out front of the house. That seemed to be in the middle of where our neighbors are. We only had like 1 house in earshot, but he's at work all day. And again, at night, they would expectedly be sleeping. If they're problem dogs, they have to be picked up. So they can't bark all night at our house either. We have others, definitely.
There are no close abutters anyway. The
No.
butters-
All right.
No, even the people that showed up, they were a ways away and
They're very nice,
they were very nice, yeah.
definitely.
But they were just concerned that, you know, it was addressed, that was all.
Legitimately so. This is a public hearing, so Bonnie, did you have any questions?
Thanks. Is that me?
She needs to get to the microphone.
Should I?
That's okay. It's okay.
The
You can stay there so
non-microphone.
you can answer them. Bonnie Lord Laughlin. I have brought my dogs to kennels for boarding over the years. So one of the things that does interest me is
I don't know if you all are in charge of deciding whether animals come and can have the assurance to other owners that the animals are vaccinated? Or whether
Yes.
that's the Department of Agriculture's requirements, or which one it is. So I guess I'm interested in whether everybody would have to follow certain rules, understandings that, you know, their dogs have been vaccinated for rabies and maybe
Yes.
parasite type of things and so
I think
forth.
is that a state law?
It is, you want me to come back to the podium?
Please.
Definitely. Thank you for asking that question, Bonnie, so everyone can hear and see. It does fall under the Department of Agriculture's requirements, as well as our requirements would go a little bit further. Department of Agriculture is going to require rabies, distemper, and lepto. But we want to also require, we also want to ask to have kennel cough provided as well. We also considered tick preventatives. We also want them to have tick preventatives and flea preventatives. Not that falls under the Department of Agriculture, but we would also want them to be covered so it would minimize the spread of both of those. And Limington, we do have a lot of ticks here, so that would be a requirement under our business.
So could you just clarify that there are Department of Agriculture standards that you know and that those are being followed?
Yes, of course.
I guess what I'm hearing, thank you very much for understanding my question. It sounds like you're aware of that there are Department of Agriculture requirements for kennels.
Yes, they're
and that
absolutely
you're going
right.
to meet those.
We will.
And-
We commit to meeting those. We have a pre-established website where we have those. Thank you. Thank you, Bonnie. We have a pre-established website where we commit to meeting the Department of Agriculture requirements and our listed additional requirements too that we would like to ask. Because we just want to make sure that nothing's being spread, especially because we're in a town with Limington with a lot of wildlife. And if you want to ever access that information, I can always give out another business plan. Or you're welcome to look on our website, and I have that up right now just for like preliminary information for people as well.
That's great.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Any questions? Okay, so our procedure here is to go through the standard operating procedure for a conditional use permit. And it's on page 53, right? No, it's not 53, it's 50. And it's section 6G, standards applicable to conditional use permits. And what happens is I go down through A through L here and make a comment and if anybody disagrees with me on the board, they interrupt me and tell me so. So the first one is, it shall be the responsibility of the applicant to demonstrate that the proposed use meets all of the following criteria. And so A being, the use will conserve shore cover and visual as well as actual access to bodies. That's not water bodies. That's not applicable. B, traffic access to the site meets, the standards contained in this ordinance, and traffic congestion has been addressed in accordance with performance standards in this ordinance. That is not applicable. The site design is in conformance with all municipal flood hazard protection regulations. That's not applicable. D, adequate provisions for the disposal of all wastewater and solid waste has been made. And you said you have a contract with?
Mellon's Trash
Mellon.
Company.
Okay, there is a contract with Mellon to provide that service. E, adequate provision for the transportation, storage, and disposal of any hazardous materials has been made, not applicable. F, a storm water drainage system meeting state standards shall be installed, not applicable. G, adequate provisions to control soil erosion and sedimentation have been made, not applicable. H, there is adequate water supply to meet the demands of the proposed use and for fire protection purposes. And I'm assuming you have a drilled well or?
We do. We have a well and we have a septic.
I, the provisions for buffer strips and on-site landscaping provide adequate protection to neighboring properties, including public areas, from detrimental features of the development, such as noise, glare, fumes, dust, odor, adverse visual impact, and the like. This is not a development, so it's not applicable. J, all performance standards in this ordinance applicable to the proposed use will be met. Correct, they will be met. K, the use will not result in unsafe or unhealthful conditions. Correct, it will not. And the last one, L, the use will not have an adverse impact on natural beauty, historic sites, or rare and irreplaceable natural area. Not applicable. Or, so is there a motion to grant the conditional use permit at 7 Gilbert Lane with, I've written down 2 stipulations, basically that if there are 6 dogs, 2 employees will be on site, and if it's 5 or under, there'll be 1 employee, and that all state required vaccinations will be required of the dogs that come. And are there any other? Is that?
And I'll second it.
Joe makes a motion, Grace seconds. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, you're all set.
Thank you guys.
And
Thank
I
you
will
all
write
so
a
much.
notice of decision, and you'll have it probably within the week, but within a couple of weeks.
Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you for
Thank you.
coming
Thank you for
in.
hearing
The
me.
best to you both.
Thank you guys very, very much.
That's a business, right? Business, she's gotta come for a business permit to allow that.
That's your,
It's up to you, yes.
And it's up to me.
I mean, we don't issue business
I
permits.
understand that, but you're calling it a business,
Try not to be
correct?
too professional.
So she would require to have a business
It's
permit.
it's in-home.
It's a home business. Do you require
one's not me.
permits of home businesses? Well, how much is it?
$50.
It's coastalcanine.org.
It's a money-making
Very straightforward, no.
situation.
Except that it's all for it's not,
Oh, it is a nonprofit?
and that's what she
Yeah, it is a
said.
nonprofit, that's true.
Ashley, could we ask you one more question,
Of
please?
course you can, definitely.
Is your, is this a nonprofit?
No, it's not.
It's not.
I have a nonprofit I'm trying to form in the future.
Oh, okay.
Nonprofits are very hard to form. They take 12 to 16 months. Even to file the paperwork for a nonprofit sits around 1,500. So with this, I'm looking to groom some dogs, board some dogs, and set aside the money to make a nonprofit eventually.
Oh, okay.
That I'm not there yet. I've worked at a couple nonprofits out of Texas and California. I'm their foster coordinators, but I just do that online for them, and I sit online on the computer chronically for them.
Okay.
But it's a passion, definitely. So maybe one day I'll come back.
Okay.
Definitely. Thank you.
So she will need a business permit?
So I would say if she's making money, a
It's a
business.
home occupation business permit.
Home occupation business and credit.
20 cents a square foot of $50, I believe.
Yeah.
I'll stop by your office for once.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll come see you. Again, I'll bother you again.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to get $50, but I mean,
No.
if it's,
No,
No, well, we've got.
it's what it is.
Whatever you do, you should
Thank you.
follow.
Good night. Okay, do we have copies of the minutes? I'll have to steal Bob's here. If you want to. That's one of them, isn't it?
Oh, shoot, I got the minutes.
This is the minutes for July 20th.
Don't think I gave you a set of minutes.
Yes, it is. Oh, thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you very much.
Hearing this closely.
Can I share yours and then take them in the end? There's one error on the second line. I've got Craig was present, and then the third line, I've got him absent. So
Just take him out of the
I'll
first
take him
line.
out.
First line, I mean.
Now, that wasn't so on the ones that I got on the computer.
What's that?
I said that wasn't so on the ones that I got on the computer and printed off. You didn't have it wrong there.
I didn't have Craig gone twice?
No, you did not. I
Geez, I
don't,
don't know how that happened.
I don't know, but I printed it off. I can,
you got the magic computer,
I printed it this
knew you
morning.
weren't there.
fixes it
It
anyway.
does. So I only found a couple minor things, and they're both on page 2.
Okay.
So, the first one was, under discuss,
Oh, discuss a dentist and,
I don't know what that was supposed to be. It says discuss and data center moratorium and plan.
Should be discuss a data center moratorium
I think we just can get rid of
and plan, yeah.
and
I
then
think we
the
should
end.
just cross out the and then discuss data center moratorium.
Okay, sounds good to me.
And I don't know if we need and plan.
No.
I don't know
think we
why
can get rid
I
of that
put it in.
too. And then the very last paragraph there, Chair Foley said the select board asked her to approach other towns to see what other towns have worded referendum questions. And I think instead of what, if you change what to how, it would make sense.
Where do you want that, how?
In place of what? Because
In place
it's
of war?
how other towns have worded referendum
Not
questions.
what, not what other towns, but how other.
I can't even see the word wars.
It isn't was,
It's
it's what. W-H-A-T, what?
Right
See
before
what?
other towns.
See wars, other?
No, see how.
How?
Take out the word what
Okay,
and put the word how in its
How.
place. How.
okay.
Yeah, it would have been fine if it was like what other towns have done, but because it was worded referendum questions, it has to be how.
Okay.
Okay, and then, under review meeting minutes. I just felt there was a lot of unnecessary information there.
Oh, okay.
So Bob Gervais asked that compliant be changed to complaint. I don't think we need the rest of it.
Oh, okay.
We can just get rid of that, because nobody cares exactly where it is.
Yeah, that was just some misspelling.
Exactly, and then, and I don't really know that we even need those two paragraphs at all, but I'm just telling you that if we do, I think, and then Grace Davis said,
I think that's important to keep it in because I think they've already cut more than that.
the fourth paragraph up from the bottom of the page was awkward, wanted in the tree line, 2 trees will be removed. I think that's okay. All right, and then that was it.
So you had no change in that second paragraph you just read?
I decided, well, Joyce said she thought that we should just leave it, and I think that is fine.
Okay.
Okay,
Will
is
do.
it, okay?
You got anything, Joyce? Wow.
Can't have approved.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes of July 20th as amended?
I motion we accept them as amended.
Grace made the, Pete seconded, all in favor? Okay, thank you.
Who seconded?
Pete.
Pete. Okay.
Just a couple of minutes before 7:30, I don't know whether Mr. Taylor's coming in or not.
I don't either. I did a bunch more research on the whole data center moratorium.
Oh, good.
And, because you had said we ought to maybe take a look at what other towns
Yep,
had
yep,
done.
yep.
And I found some real interesting things, and I've printed it off, I didn't print it for everybody.
Good.
But, the 3 towns that have done, moratoriums are Brunswick, Warren, and Scarborough. Scarborough's was, done as of April. Warren, Maine was just July. And in Brunswick, they did it by a council action instead of a vote.
That's interesting.
It is. And then I have their ordinances, but here it tells really the basics why they did it. Like Brunswick, they said they did it because large-scale data centers consume vast amounts of electricity and water equivalent to tens of thousands of homes. They strain local energy grids and can raise residential utility costs. They cause noise, heat island effects, and environmental impacts. And existing land use ordinances are deemed inadequate to regulate such developments, which I think that's why it's really important that we
Yeah.
get that on the ballot. And right now, the duration of theirs is at least 180 days, which is half a year. And the other ones are pretty similar. There's not anything real different in them, but then here it tells the commonalities. They all cite 30 AMRS section 4356 as their legal authority. They emphasize temporary bans to allow time for impact studies and regulatory development. The concerns include energy, water use, infrastructure strain, environmental impacts, and community character. Many towns note that existing land use codes lack specific data center standards. So,
Can you help Donna Xerox that for all of us? Or can
absolutely,
you forward it on your computer? It's easier.
I can do it either way. I mean, I don't mind, I have it all on my computer. If you wanna take it and make copies, that's certainly, and then some of it you might not need, but this one I thought was really interesting because it was, the whole United States. I'm a visual person, and, the blue are, oops, sorry, okay. So red has, the active bans and moratoriums already. The orange ones are considering restrictions. The blue ones, they have legislation advancing, that's where we are.
And the green ones are go.
The gray is under discussion and the green is go, yes.
Texas is.
So you can see, it's Texas, Utah, Nevada, South Dakota. I won't do my geography skills too much for you, but it was rather interesting, and then I went through the rest. So you can take what you want of this, but it has the 3 towns drafts of theirs and so on.
The drafts are pretty generalized though, as far as the ban they want, because there's a lot more to it than that.
There is.
I mean,
I'll give that to Donna, and she can
Some of
make
this-
copies of what she wants.
Would you mail it, each one of us one?
I sort of went in to find out what the impact of them is, and it's, I mean, like, for instance, there's no place where they didn't pay for the infrastructure,
Uh-huh.
the data centers.
Right, I mean, you know, they can make it look pretty good to towns, you know, in terms of what they're bringing to towns,
Yeah,
just.
taxes especially. Some towns don't pay taxes because they have data centers. But there is,
But there's trade-offs, as is,
but what I'm saying, the moratorium's pretty generalized. It doesn't really say what the impact of what they do.
it does not.
No.
No, it's basically giving us time to
Yeah,
get our
that's all
ducks
it's doing.
in a row.
Yeah, that's all it's doing, it's giving the time.
Today, there's a lot of closed systems for cooling. In fact, there's the Chinese who use in the ocean. They put them
Really?
in seal-proof and put them in the ocean.
Huh,
So, yeah,
That I did not
I don't see
know.
anything wrong with the moratorium. I just,
right,
they're not this big, from what I've researched on, they're not this big ugly thing. I mean, they could be if they're too big in one town, but
well, and there's towns that have definitely, found some results that weren't too favorable from having them there. Texas,
what did they find, what was not favorable? Noise, I know, is one of them, could
But I
be.
think water use and electricity, and if it affects the.
Well, yeah, but
but it was a lot more than
But the big
that.
thing on the electricity is to make sure they don't get discount electricity. Other than that, they don't use as much electricity. But remember I told you we were talking about, you know what uses the most water? And it's usually in a city or a town? Golf courses.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. No, but there's been, water that was unusable near them that like residents, couldn't drink the water. There was, in Texas, there were cattle that were all dying because of, the data center next to it. And the other thing was the constant noise. It was causing a lot of problems for.
All the
Well, I'm
time.
sure there are problems where they just went in without any,
Well, that's exactly what it is. It was not in any way looked into. You know, they just kind of was like, oh yeah, the
because they
tax
have
benefits
generators
are
too
great.
that would come on, and that one could be
And
noisy.
the other thing is
Wicked noisy.
that you could regulate in which zone they're going in. I mean, like you wouldn't have them in a residential zone or a business zone, you might just want to do it in the commercial zone, we'd have to look at that. But, you know, I don't know that Limington has a lot of available space that would be applicable to it, but it's something we'd have to look into
Right.
too, is whether we're going to do it, if we do it at all in a specific zone, and if it's in an aquifer. I mean, half of our business, or all of our business zones in an aquifer, I think, so. Yeah, so it is something that we need to be
There's a
prepared
lot
for
to it.
because.
Well, I don't think a condensing system would be applicable to the Limington anyway. It would have to be some sort of a closed system or something like that. But
Yeah.
it's the condensation systems that eat up the most water because the water dissipates. But a lot of them can pump water out of a lake and then put it back in the lake if it's a closed system, but.
Well, I know that they've been working to make improvements, so it doesn't have the
Yeah, I think-
impact that it was.
Yeah, I think they've realized that if they want to get accepted, they have to be
That
a
is
little
true.
more community friendly.
Well, I think they're a lot more important to look at than just a business that you might not want in town. I mean, they are valuable. And they are necessary.
Unfortunately, probably in this day and age, they will be.
You gotta keep up. I mean, there's a lot to it.
Not in my backyard.
Yeah, not in my
Yeah,
opinion.
right, there's a lot to it.
Very NIMBY, very NIMBY. Is there any other business before the board?
Who's our guest?
Don't,
It's after 7:30, and if there is a motion to adjourn. I mean, do you want to sit here and wait?
Well, what's a reasonable wait? I don't care.
It's,
It's,
it's.
he might have,
I was
he might
to-
have decided that this isn't worth going after.
I told the applicant between 7:20 and 7:30. It's 7:35. I'm
If
not
this was really
willing,
important to him, he would be here, I would think.
I
wouldn't
think
you?
so too. I'm not personally willing
Give
to
it-
sit and just diddle my
We give him
thumbs.
10 minutes and then we say we waited or what?
What are we gonna talk about in the 10 minutes that we're here?
Must be somebody in town we could talk about.
Well, I will remind everyone, I will remind everyone
Know
that
what that speaker's on.
that the speakers, the selectmen are going to hold a special town meeting, I believe it's August 20th, it's a Thursday night, at their regular meeting on the moratorium issue.
Oh, okay, good.
What's that gonna be on?
It's gonna be if the town wants to vote to have a moratorium until the planning board can review the issues and come up with a recommendation for either a referendum question that says we don't want them and however we word it, or that we would have them in a certain zone with these conditions. So it's going to take some research on our part.
Well, from what research I did, this is gonna take something more than the planning board.
I
to
have
do
no
this.
doubt whatsoever, but it will. But that's what this moratorium is for, is to figure out what our next step is concerning data centers. And they've got it for 6 months, is what they're putting up, but a moratorium can always be up, up for another 6 months or 3 months or whatever, but I think
So
this
it's,
is,
it's 6 months at a time?
well, they can do it for a year, the select board, if
Okay.
they want to, but they have, I believe they're doing 6 months.
Okay.
And then if it turns out they need more time, or the town needs more
You know,
time.
it's more complicated than a tower for, these towers that went up, right?
Oh, yeah.
But you'd go to these meetings and everybody was against these towers and they were on their phones calling people to come in. Huh? I've been there. I've been
Against the
there.
cell tower with the.
Yeah, I was in one in Massachusetts. They're all on their phones coordinating everything. They don't even know the tower that's up on the roof is. So I mean, they're not the impact that this is gonna be, but
So anyway,
we
Well,
should study it before. Whatever you wanna do, Joyce, is fine.
I am awaiting a motion to adjourn, if the rest of the board agrees.
We're gonna break your arm.
so do you make the motion?
No, I don't know. I said that I'm awaiting a motion.
Well, I'll make a motion, we adjourn. I agree with you. He would have been here.
Yeah.
Darrell made the motion. Is there a second? Pete seconded.
I think,
Any
I'll take
further
the-
discussion? All in favor? Motion is adjourned at 7:39.
It's a floor